There is no significant learning without a significant relationship. I cannot stress this enough. This isn't the first time I've said it, and it won't be the last time. And in order to have a significant relationship, you need to establish an environment of mutual respect and trust. Emphasis on the word mutual, because it needs to be reciprocated if we're going to achieve our goal. I'm not going to spend time telling you what trust and respect mean. What comes to mind for you is probably right. When there's mutual respect and trust, the learning environment is enhanced because scholars feel cared for and supported. When they feel that way, they're more likely to engage actively in their learning. They'll feel safe taking risks and making mistakes, asking questions when they don't understand something, and expressing their thoughts. Mutual respect and trust increases scholar motivation and reduces behavioral issues. Scholars are more likely to follow rules and exhibit positive behaviors when they feel respected and valued by their educators. If you ever asked someone how they knew they could trust someone, you'd most likely hear them say it's because they trusted them first with something personal. The same is true of the opposite. If you ask someone why they don't respect someone, they will typically say, because they don't respect me. I'm sure you can see the conundrum here. And when it fails, it can really hurt because building trust requires us to be vulnerable. We have to share appropriate but personal information. That information can be used against us. For example, if you have a learning difference and you share that difference with a scholar to empower them, hoping that they will share one that they have if it exists, they could take that information and use it to poke fun at you, their friends. Here's the reality. Teaching requires us to take risks and be vulnerable. If we're not ready to be appropriately vulnerable and take those risks, we should consider another way to make an impact in the world beyond education. Being appropriately vulnerable means taking a calculated risk when sharing your feelings, fears, needs, even your insecurities. By expressing yourself, you also create an opportunity for your scholars to express themselves. For example, if a scholar shows up late to your session, instead of ignoring it, you would say, I appreciate you showing up today. When you come late, it makes me feel like you don't value my time. You're putting yourself out there. The scholar could respond and say something hurtful like, you're right, I don't want to be here. But they could also say, I'm sorry about that. I really enjoy our sessions and I didn't realize you cared when I showed up. I'll do a better job of showing up on time next time. This simple exchange also models for your scholar how they can communicate how they're feeling with you next time something bothers them. In order to get respect, we also have to start by giving respect, being polite, listening without interrupting your scholars when they speak, showing up on time, recognizing your scholars have just as much to teach you as you have to teach them, and giving your scholar or scholars your undivided attention when you're with them models for them the respect you expect from them. Again, being vulnerable and giving respect are the only ways to build an environment of mutual respect and trust. And being vulnerable first and giving respect first does not guarantee that it will be reciprocated immediately or at all. But the alternative is worse. You will be there hoping to make a difference when in reality, you probably aren't. The upside, of course, is a significant relationship that leads to significant learning. You wouldn't be here going through this training if you didn't believe the upside was greater than the downside risk. Whenever I'm able to put myself in a vulnerable position to build trust, I say to myself, it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. It gives me the confidence to put myself out there knowing I could get hurt, but at the same time, reminding myself that it is worth the risk, especially for our scholars, because their learning matters. They matter.